I have just watched Taskmaster New Zealand Series 2, Episode 4. Now, is it 4 or is it Episode 5? Let's find out. I did write notes, we'll find out. Just because, yes, Episode 4. Now, before we get into today's video, overall, because as you can tell, you've pressed play on this video, there's no intro to Taskmaster World, the channel, no intro to the podcast for the audio listeners, and I haven't said my opening line. Well, there's a reason for this. There's one reason for this, because I'm saying thank you for 1.13k subscribers. Now, this week I've been on holiday, so I haven't been able to do anything. Haven't yet received the community tab, which is a little bit worrying, but I'm not going to worry about that, because I could have just said thanks. Now, wherever you're watching this, because I'll sometimes put this on Taskmaster Facebook groups, a Taskmaster Reddit, whatever that is, and I upload it here, obviously. Now, wherever you're watching this, or wherever you see this post, please write in the comment on wherever that is, either on YouTube, Reddit, or Facebook, what you want me to do to celebrate 1k subscribers, because I've still got to celebrate that milestone before we move on. Now, the reason why I also put this at the very beginning is because, sort of like when I say thank you, it gets lost within the video. So if you put it right at the beginning, then the rest of the video begins, it's the first thing you've heard me say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for 1k subscribers. Now, I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory before we get into this video. One, it makes this video a little bit longer, and two, it means the audio listeners get to hear me say thank you for 1k subscribers on my YouTube channel, Taskmaster World. And if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, or Amazon Music, which are the four key platforms, in my opinion, then you'll know to go to YouTube, www.youtube.com/Taskmaster and you'll see my face, the voice you'll recognize, and the logo you'll recognize my face, and there you'll be able to subscribe and get me to 2k subscribers. Now, still about it. Now, I started YouTube I think about 6, maybe 7 years ago now, over on my main channel, Tom Mason, where I talk about all things Doctor Who, because Doctor Who is my favourite TV show of all time. As you can see if you're watching this on YouTube, by my background and by what I've got on my desk, which is, if you listen to this on audio, which is CD to Dalek Universe 2, which, as of Sunday, the 1st of August 2021, I made a video on, and so, yeah. Anyway, I'm losing track. Then I created 9 channels, and then deleted, Monty Python Adventures to move on to my 3rd channel, which, because I just didn't upload on that. And this is my 8th YouTube channel. Now, my main channel isn't that. I'll tell you where I'm up to on that. I'm not that far away, and I always thought, oh, I'm gonna get 1k subscribers first on Tom Mason because that's got 538. But then that's not the case. Taskmaster World has done phenomenally. I've been getting amazing comments. I've been enjoying listening to what you've got to say. The first time I've ever had proper comments going forward. I'm happy that you all enjoyed the podcast, recreating International Taskmaster tasks, my interview discussion with Sam Smith, who does come up in the credits, and every time I see him, I've met that guy. And it is really surprising, and I'm just so glad. Now, the future of the channel after re-recording the podcast will be the podcast will go on hiatus for a small while, whilst I do more recreating Taskmaster tasks, international one, because I've got a whole list. Because someone shared my post onto the panel show Reddit thing. So I've got a load of tasks there. If you've got any more suggestions what I could do to innovate this channel, because originally the original meant that the channel originally was to show clips from each individual versions, but then copyright stepped in. I got a copyright strike, which I think will have gone now, but I had a copyright strike, and there was a lot of issues around it. Some of the videos that are still there saved, which is good, because I added my intro and then I added the outro of Alex saying, please subscribe to Taskmaster World, which if you haven't seen, I did an interview with Alex on over on the 3rd channel, which I'm debating whether to upload onto this channel as well, but I just don't know whether it's worth me uploading it, like adding my bits and bobs at the end. I don't know whether it's worth doing that, and then recording a little bit like this, saying, this interview I did with Alex Horn back at the beginning of 2021. I uploaded this originally to my third channel. You can still watch the original video over on the third channel, but this is an edited version with the intro and the outro, and then me talking. I could do something like that, but I'm not 100% sure what to do. Whether to do that to celebrate this milestone, or whether to do something else. Who knows? I really want to interview Jeremy Wells and Paul Williams. It'd be really, really exciting if I could interview Paul Williams. I'm not sure I'll be able to interview Jeremy Wells, but I'd rather interview Greg Davis first, then Jeremy Wells, because it'd be funny. Then I've interviewed both Taskmasters, but but Paul Williams has a website, so I've found a contact detail for him. So hopefully, I'm gonna be able to interview him. He does do music, so he has got a musician's website, and funnily enough, James Acaster uses his songs for his show. I don't know what the show's called, but I can't remember. Anyway, whittering on too much. Now, let's get into the video. Hope you enjoy the video, and please keep subscribing, keep sharing, and keep loving Taskmaster International editions, not just UK version. And this is Taskmaster World. Roll intro. It's not a normal world, it's Taskmaster World! I'm back! Why are you saying I'm back, Tom? Well, if you're one of those people that want to skip to the main content, I just talked just before for 5 minutes, so this video is incredibly long now, because it's 5 minutes, because it's got 5 minutes at the beginning of the video with me whittering on saying thank you for 1k subscribers, then the intro to the YouTube channel, then the intro to the podcast, then this, which is obviously going to be long because we've got to review Taskmaster New Zealand Series 2, Episode 4. Now, tell you this, TVNZ, the air Taskmaster New Zealand, are also going to be airing their version of Lego Masters New Zealand. So I might make a video on that over on the Weird Side, which is my third channel. This is channel number 8. I was just trying to make sure I had 8 fingers up. Channel number 8. So I really want you to go and check out all my other channels. I do Taskmaster UK content over on that channel because I don't know why, because this channel I don't really want to talk about the UK version really in this video, in this channel, because this is for international versions. I do want to talk about the Norwegian version, the Sweden. I want to talk about Taskmaster Norway, Bestie Test, which is Swedish, Storage Master, which is Denmark, and I want to talk about the Belgian versions. They'll be on this podcast in the future once I've found subtitled episodes, which I can do. So this be future, but this after episode 10, we're gonna go in hiatus with the podcast for a while, so that I can do other stuff on this channel because I'm not a podcaster. I am a YouTuber, Taskmaster YouTuber, a YouTuber, which is the Doctor Who YouTuber, and a TV critic. I've got 3 podcasts: Doctor Who Discussions, the TV Critic, and Taskmaster World, and Lovely British Grill, where I review episodes of Friday Night Dinner. I'm also got some other new projects coming up in the future. If you want to find out more about that, go subscribe to TGM Productions, which is my production company, where I talk about updates and news and projects and bits and bats and bots. So go and check out there. Anyway, let's get into reviewing this episode because we're 2 minutes 39 seconds in. We've not mentioned the prize task until now. Right, the prize task. See, dramatic. It made the audio view think, has it buffered? Has it froze? Who knows? So, the prize task was to bring something you had stolen. And we'll go through it. So, Guy Montgomery brought in a Victorian cross. So, Vic, Victorian cross is a medal. So, he never said who he stole it from, which is rather for this. The prize tag was hilarious. Laura Daniels in this series is just amazing. David brought his own shoe rack and then showed a text message chat he had with his friend, with his flatmates, where they were all really angry at him that he has stolen their shoe rack. Matt brought in a Top Town trophy. Now, I'm British, so I'm not 100% sure what Top Town is, really. I've never heard of it. If any New Zealand listeners are listening or watching the YouTube version, please tell me in the comment section down below what Top Town is, please, and thank you. Laura brought in photos because she brought in like the photos because she can't bring in people into the studio because they might have been busy that day. So Laura went on a date with Paul Williams' girlfriend, Jeremy Wells' girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure because he did mention later on girlfriend slash wife, so I don't know whether Jeremy's girlfriend is his wife. I'm not too sure. Guy's wife, Davey's wife, and Matt's wife, which respected Ursula too much to steal Ursula's girlfriend. Now, Ursula stolen Paul's teddy. Now, Paul hasn't had the greatest time this episode so far. He had his girlfriend stolen, and he had his teddy stolen, but at the very end, the winner did give. I'm not going to spoil who the winner is till the very end of this video, but the winner did give Paul his teddy back. And it is a little bit odd. Did she ring up Paul Williams and go, no, Guy Williams, sorry. Guy Williams, you were on Taskmaster, yeah, you were. Would you be able to please go into Paul's room and Paul's house, sorry, and give me the teddy, please, because the task is to find the stolen items, and I would like the teddy. Um, yes, Ursula Carlson, yes. I will go and get it for you. That's probably how the conversation went. I tried to be all comical now and stretch out this. Not stretch out the video, no. Because I do think my videos are sort of short and I want to entertain you. I want you to enjoy these videos. But I just thought that was pure funny. Now let's go into task 1. Now, they all said shid. Shid. Now, shid, which is spelled SHID, which is how they say it, and the whole joke within the UK Taskmaster every time Rosie Matafeo said shid, I'm going to go to the shid. It's a joke, and it's an ongoing joke. Oh, I was looking at my notes then, and it was blank. I thought I literally told my notes, but I accidentally pressed the button that was. Look, I'll press it now. I'll press it now. See, to create a new note. I thought I'd accidentally deleted it all, but I pressed that instead. Laura and Guy went first. Uh, Laura threw Laura threw the ball straight in, and so did Guy. Now they had this like Swedish ball that is, I think it's an exercise ball. And what they had to do is they had to get the exercise ball into the boat. Now it's like a boat that was held down by anchors, so they couldn't move the boat whatsoever. But they had the ball and they had to try and get it into the hoop. Now, if at any point in this video I do it does do a little jump cut, it's because 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 there's a little because there might be some technical issues because I can see something might go wrong technically. I've got to. I'm only joking. I tried to be funny again. I tried to have a break and say something comical. I am so funny. No. Anyway. Now we'll speed through this a little bit faster because I feel like I'm going on a little bit with myself. I've still got to edit this. Now, they both the whole thing of all of them chucking it in apart from Matt. Now, I'm just gonna just pick the best bits in this task because it's a task that went on a little bit. I can't recreate this. It's a non-starter for a task that I can't recreate, but it is really, really good. Now, best things about this task: Matt Heath bursted it, opened it through, and deflated it, and got it in one. Ursula and David Creus and Ursula Carlson both did that later on, but it's incredible. Now, there's one thing to do with this is Guy Montgomery. Now, Guy Montgomery wore a blue jumper in the beginning. They went to an ad break, and then he came back and he took the blue jumper. He had the blue jumper off and had a picture of Paul on his shirt. Now, that's a running joke within this series, which is unique, something that never happens in the UK Taskmaster or any version of Taskmaster from my knowledge. Now we'll move on to the next task. Well, I'll tell you one little thing. This task seems hard, it was fun, and Guy was very good at. I mean, Matt Heath was incredible in this task. So Guy oh, I probably did write it out. I thought I did. So, Guy did it in 12 minutes 13 seconds, and Matt did it in 3 minutes 23 seconds. So, Matt won this task. Now, I wrote those two times down because they were trying to beat Guy's score, and they did. Matt did. That's Matt deserved that. Now, Ursula and David, as I said, thought of well, thought the idea David actually, funnily enough, as he's walking off, almost trips up, and that's hilarious. That's just comically funny, and that's why he's a comedian. I really want to watch David Creas's stand-up stuff, like the previous series one. They had a lot of them ended up being on other panel shows that I've seen since. Now, task 2 was a Christmassy task. Ho, ho, ho! Not being, it is Christmassy, so I might have to go ho, 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 even though I don't think when they filmed it was Christmas time, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Now, I'll tell you this. It was a very hard task, this, for me to actually write down notes for because a lot of it was just them singing. Matt was very good at singing, but he's not very good. But this is not a good test to write notes for because they are just singing. Paul does not look happy through Matt's song. I'm just reading you off my notes at this point because there isn't any much I can say. Matt was not good at the task in the end. He said the word tree that was on the list of words you're not allowed to sing. They went to an ad break and came back. Yes, here's a good thing. Someone put this on the Reddit, and I saw it whilst I was on holiday. Now, when they go to the ads, they do a part 3 because it's a thing that the UK Taskmaster does. We don't have part 1, part 2 in any program normally, but it's just what they did. And it cut to him in a bin, with the celebration things. I don't know what they're called in his mouth, and behind him was a fish poster on the wall. That might be a joke to the UK version. I don't know. Well, it probably is. David's song was about shoehorns. His song was not family friendly. Laura spent proper effort on this task. Very good at singing. Ursula, not family friendly and weird. Yeah, that song was weird. She was. It was trying to be. I can hear vacuuming. Oh, see, I can hear vacuuming from other rooms. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it was very weird, and even Jeremy thought it was weird. Guy, he, he should have released his own album. Guy changed his shirt and had Paul on it. This episode was the worst for me writing notes. Now I could write a book called Taskmaster Notes for Taskmaster World the podcast. I could, or I could make a book called Taskmaster World the book. There you go. You've heard it first on this podcast. Tom Mason wants to make a book called Taskmaster World the book. Any ideas what he should write in this book? Comment down below. I probably will do a bit at the beginning. Now, I had an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Taskmaster World, the book. Taskmaster World, the book. That is a brilliant idea. Sorry, I'm going off track here, but that is a fantastic idea. What should I do for Taskmaster World, the book? This is going to be a clip for Teaching Productions, because then I can send through and ask you guys what ideas I should do for Taskmaster World, the book. It will be on. It might be. I might actually do a clip on here called Taskmaster World, the podcast clip. Or I might not. I'll probably just do it on Teaching Productions. Who knows? Um, Task 3. Matt is not very good at throwing. He only got one in a few, about 3. Guy and Laura. Guy, he is just eating. Laura's favourite animal is a cat. Laura hit the camera. Guy was upset when he completed the task. Dave and Laura. They both said the same animal multiple times. They were both more happy when it landed. David brought a scroll with a list of facts of his animal to try and get 5 points. Now you've heard my notes there. Now you're going to hear me properly talk about this. Now, task 3. You had a fish bowl, but I'm assuming it's a fish bowl because it looked like the thing where you put a fish in. And they had these fishy treat food thing that you ate. Laura and Guy were both eating them a lot. So you had to do, you had to chuck it in and say an animal. The animal that landed in would then be competing against the other animals. You have to be fierce animals. Now, David had the best in this. He said I think it was like a gecko or something. I can't remember now. A gecko. Gecko's a fantastic word. That is a brilliant word. Gecko. Gecko. I love that word, gecko. Sorry, I'm going off track this episode. Gecko. Taskmaster World, the book, and Gecko. Now, he brought in. He even said when he filmed it, he went, I'm gonna argue this, and he brought a massive scroll with him, and he unravelled it with all these facts about geckos. So he had the best on that task. Guy, Laura, Matt, and Ursula weren't very good in this task. They tried the best, and Ursula was very happy with the pit bull. But a tiger didn't end up winning. But pit bulls. I don't think that. I think a pit bull is a type of dog, but I could be wrong in that. But I could be right. I think I'm more likely to be right. But Ursula, Guy, and Matt, um, were, 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 were very good at it, but Guy was a little bit upset with it. It just didn't work as well as you would hope. Now, I just think Dave is fantastic in this series, but this task was his strive. Let's go to the live task to tell you why David Correas was amazing in this episode. I'll say this again. Amazing in this episode. I'll say it one last time. Amazing in this episode. Sorry if you're wearing headphones and listening to this digitally. Listening to this in the audio platform. And sorry for anyone listening to this or watching this over on httpc www.youtube.com/taskmasterworld. Subscribe. I don't normally do that, but I have to do that now because I want 2k subscribers, so I can probably get the community tab because it's not yet come in yet, as I said at the very beginning of the video. Let's go to the live task. I'm looking at the little sound bar on OBS when it goes to like blank like this. I know I'm available to say something, because I'm trying to say it a lot more gently, and I don't want to go into the yellow, which means I'm yellowing, so yelling. Anyway, let's go on to the live task. Now we're doing my radio voice. Live task. This task sounded hard. What happened was they got a briefcase, and it either had nothing in it or a onions in it, and Jeremy Wells had to guess whether it was a onion or nothing. I think David Creus went to acting school. He was amazing in this. David is good at this task. Guy was not good at this task. They all had onions in it, apart from Matt and Ursula at the very beginning in round 1. David won round 2, but sadly didn't win the episode. David is fantastic. Guy Montgomery won the episode. Well deserved. I'm so excited for episode 5. And this episode was one of my favourites. Now, if there's any suggestions you want me to do moving forward with this channel, leave it in the comment section down below. And hope you can enjoy this video, guys. And keep on tasking. Bye!
Hello everyone, please subscribe to Taskmaster World.